This is Deontay from Inselbergmedia, man. We got some more charges hit on my man's Russell Brand here. I don't know what's going on. Look like we got additional charges, but we'll let the BBC introduce it here.
Thanks to Steve MacDonald. We will talk to Michelle Fleury, our correspondent in New York, very shortly. But I want to bring you some breaking news that we just had from the Metropolitan Police here in the UK. The actor and comedian Russell Brand has been charged this afternoon in connection with the following offences: 1 count of rape, 1 count of indecent assault, 1 count of oral rape, 2 counts of sexual assault. Detectives say they began investigating Brand in September 2023 after receiving a number of allegations, which followed the reporting by the Channel 4 Dispatches programme and the Sunday Times. The Met Police say it's alleged that in 1999 a woman was raped in the Bournemouth area. In 2001, a woman was indecently assaulted in the Westminster area of London. In 2004, a woman was orally raped and sexually assaulted in the Westminster area of London. And between 2004 and 2005, a woman was sexually assaulted in the Westminster area of London. He will appear at Westminster Magistrates Court on Friday, the 2nd of...
The thing about this is why this is quite serious. I've gone through this experience myself in the UK because I lived there for quite a long time, pretty much the majority of my adult life. I had a situation also where I was accused of 10 years prior, same sort of charge, and obviously I can't be too specific because obviously now that has passed, I don't want to do anything that would kind of violate anything legally or anything, get me in any trouble or whatever legal wise. But obviously I wasn't charged, I wasn't whatever, I was being investigated. Now the problem with what's happened with Russell though is he's being charged, which means that, as they said, they opened up a investigation into it in September 2003. Mine also went over a year. I think it was like a year and a month. His would have been, that sounds like it's a year and like, let's just say, wow, that's almost 2 years, but it's a year, some months basically. So the way it works in the UK is they bring the charges, and then what they have is the Crown Prosecution, it's a Crown Prosecution Service, CPS for short. They don't get involved until, so first a detective is assigned to it. They do the investigation, they collect whatever evidence they can, they do the video interview with the victim or said victim, and like I said, they carry on their investigation. Once they do their investigation, which a lot of times it takes at least a year, even if you completely done nothing and the woman is just making up, woman or male is making up something against you, it takes quite a long time for it to clear out. Whatnot, because I guess they gotta take that sort of stuff serious, which I'm all for. At the end of the day, I don't want to live in a country where that can be done to my sister or mother or something, and it's not taken seriously and investigated. At least you have to investigate the claim. Fair enough. It's unfortunate that people use this in the wrong way, but it is what it is. So what happens is the detective investigates, however long that takes. They then decide, is there enough evidence themselves, in their own opinion, to pass this on to the Crown Prosecution Service, which is basically passing it on to the court, basically, or the prosecutor as such. That would be the equivalent in America, or the DA or whatever. It'll be like that. Then the DA, or in this case in the UK, the CPS, they'll decide, is there enough evidence here or not to carry on? Because do we want to use the resources? Is this in the public's interest to pursue this? There's multiple things that go into the decision. If they charge you like what's been happening with him, this means they feel they have a chance at convicting you.
100%.
They must have some sort of evidence where they feel we got a chance.
Can I say this though? Is it similar to America where we plead the fifth? Basically, you can't self-incriminate yourself, or you can have the right to not self-incriminate yourself. So is that not the same as you saying no comment here? It's not like pleading the fifth.
You basically pleading the fifth. You're saying no comment, no comment. Because as you know, whether innocent or guilty, a lot of times it ain't, especially in the West, the system works as technically it's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. So it's on the prosecution to prove without reasonable doubt that you are guilty.
Like if they never brought you to the stand, they should still be able to get you convicted, basically.
Because
if that's
what you're thinking when you say no comment or you plead the fifth, you're saying, no, you're going to have to prove this.
Yes.
You know what I mean? 'Cause otherwise, there's no point in the person being accused of whatever it is, saying anything, if it's only going to be able to be used against them and manipulated for a jury or a judge. Because at the end of the day, now your life is in the hands of somebody making a decision based off of the evidence. Sometimes the evidence is circumstantial or whatever. But obviously, as the justice system should work, it needs to be beyond reasonable doubt. And that's how you prove someone guilty. Now, that's what I'm saying. So when you plead the fifth in this situation, I don't know how it is in America at least, but in the UK, they warn you in that interview, in that interrogation, that if you take the route of saying no comment, no comment, no comment, or I plead the fifth, basically, this won't look good for you in court later. If we charge you with it, and then now you want to start opening up your mouth and start explaining yourself this is different. At least when it comes to UK, once you've been charged, this means that the CPS, again, Crown Prosecution Service, feel they have enough evidence to convict you. They have a high chance. Because otherwise, they don't want to pursue things that's going to waste resources. Because at the end of the day, it costs money to do all this type of stuff. And then on top of that, especially with someone like him who's high profile, who's got the money to fight you, is it worth it? Is it worth your career? Also, I'm sure that plays into their head.
Dude, it's huge.
At the end of the day, but I'm sure it also plays into the part of, man, if I can be the one who brought down Russell Brand,
right.
It probably also helps your career. You're thinking of that too, that risk versus reward. But for sure, you wouldn't go to this level of charging officially, formally, without feeling like you have something. And if he went the route of no comment and he didn't really help with the investigation, this could be a bit worrying because you might not know. I mean, he got a good lawyer who would probably be able to request exactly what the evidence is, but they don't have to show you all the evidence.
That's crazy. So it's a little bit of a difference.
They can give you some, but they not required to. As far as I remember from what the lawyer's saying, they don't have to give everything. They can keep those wild cards in their hand. You know what I mean? And just give enough to show that, hey, it was fair to bring this to court. This is what we have here. But when they get to the trial, they can boom, boom, boom.
Dang.
This was our. Because people might look at this and be like, oh, but I thought he'd been charged with that.
Yeah.
No, there's a difference between you being accused and then they start an investigation versus you being actual charged. And I'm sure as far as Americans, you kind of know that it's the same difference. But I'm sure when if you listen to this and they start saying Crown prosecution, that sounds all crazy. Like what? No, that's the process. First, it goes to the police, and the detective is investigating. The detective decides through their manager or supervisor, and they give it to him. And then that manager or supervisor says, there's some evidence or so. All right, let's pass it to CPS and see what they think. Then you pass it. Then that detective's boss passes it down to the CPS, and then the CPS look at it and say, man, y'all was tripping. Why'd y'all pass me this? This ain't got nothing. Or they're going to be like, oh, yeah, you're right.
We got something.
Okay, we got something here. Yeah, we're going to pursue this. All right, thanks. There you go. And this is where he's at right now. They've decided, oh, we got something. Okay, let's try this. They feel it's a high chance.
Like they're willing to roll the dice.
But yeah, it don't have to be. They look at it, is this 100% or not? No, is this a high chance that we can prove this person's guilty?
Dang.
Yes, we feel it's a high chance we can prove this person, because that's their job. Their job is to prove it. He don't have to disprove it as such. They have to prove, and when they charge them formally like this, that's what's in their mind. We feel we have enough to prove you did this.
Dang.
Like I'm not
good.
saying he's guilty or not. I'm just telling you their mindset and where we at right now with the breaking news. This is what the UK are thinking. Because that's how the process works, and I'm telling you this from my own experience.
Because that's what I'm saying. Like, what evidence?
You got that evidence.
Because what evidence are they riding on? Like, we didn't even have cell phones or nothing like that back then. So it's like they either got straight video or witness accounts that are so strong, multiple witness accounts that are all corroborating, saying the same thing. Even then,
it's hard to say, man. Yeah. But I would have to say it's in this time with everything and the things that's happened with like Johnny Depp and people like that, they ain't trying to get embarrassed.
Exactly,
like that.
exactly.
So they would have thought
Done their
about
due
all
diligence.
these things, and I would say they probably got more than just witnesses, like the sister and mother saying, "Yeah, she called us right after," and da da da. It needs to be more than that, because of course your family or friends.
My thing is though, they don't. Do they have DNA or something? Because I'm like,
I would say you don't know if the victim.
That's crazy.
Because what was he on the rise then? Did the victim save
yeah, he was an actor.
the?
He was an actor at
You know
that
what I'm
time.
saying? Did the victim maybe save some clothing from the incident? Always kept it as a backup. Let me just think some of the questions that he asked. Did the person say no to you, and you kept begging or something like that? No. What my nigga Drake said. The nigga said, "You make me beg for it.
Yeah,
Give
yeah,
it up."
you see,
And I
yeah.
said, "Is it?"
Yeah.
Nigga, what nigga ain't don't.
Exactly, but that's
I'm
how
not
they
saying
get
I
you.
did, but I'm
that's
just
how they
saying
get you
what
though,
God
because you
don't
using
do
your intuition trying to just answer the question like
thinking like, oh,
logically.
man,
You're
you
like,
thinking
yeah,
like, oh, I mean,
you thinking about your
I-
memories and stuff, but what they doing, they're using these questions to build a case against you. Like they specifically are trying to paint a hard picture that will get you convicted.
Like if you talk like in that interview, how the red pill be talking, oh, you going to jail, nigga.
Or if you talk to him like your friend in general, like you just like give him casual information.
And they try to do that.
Right.
They be trying to
They want to
get
be
you.
your friend.
They
Yeah.
be like trying to make it seem like, oh, you don't really believe her. But it was crazy. She just saying that. It's probably been 3 months since you had some and you wanted to. They'll try to play you like that kind of thing. And you got to be like, no comment. You know what I mean? Because they be trying to.
No matter how this case
just say
goes,
no comment.
it's going to reinforce the people who have been trying to say, don't play in these types of games. Like,
play
don't be
these
having
games,
casual
man.
sex. Don't
Really?
be out here. And that's all it is. Don't be out here having casual sex.
I would not be messing with none of
Yeah.
these girls in this
Yeah.
time, bro. That's something I'm telling my son. Like, bro, you don't. No, I ain't gonna say I had a situation. I know somebody that had a situation. Let's just say you had to warn kids that, hey, don't be sending girls stuff or pictures, and they love it. They happy with it. But then 2 months down the line, you now talking to their friend, and they mad you not talking to them the most. So what they go do? They say, "Oh, he sent me this, and I didn't want to send."
Unwanted, unsolicited.
So now you know what I mean. So it's like, bro, you can't be doing that no more, because it could, and it could be reversed. It could be a guy. I'm not trying to say only women doing this, but it could be a situation where everything was cool. They wanted that. They even probably asked for it. But yeah, I mean, maybe you ain't got the proof of that. But don't put yourself in them situations. And then, and it kind of happened with this person where they're not interested in that girl no more. They interested in another girl, and now that girl is like, F you. And you saying that type of stuff. What if she would have took it that much further and been like, matter of fact, I'm showing this to my parents and say, you sent this to me.
And now the parents got you in court.
And now the parents come to the other parent and be like, hey, this is what your person done, da. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, man, you can't be fooling around. Know who you getting in the bed with, man. Don't be just getting in the bed with people you don't even know them like that.
Yeah.
It is no reason to be having casual sex these days. No way. It's just too dangerous, bro.
The cases are alone. It's not to mention STDs and all that, but like cases,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Pregnancy, anything, man, anything at this
Litigation, all that stuff, bro. It's like child support. Hey, man, that's a whole nother topic. I ain't gonna be rambling. Let's close this one out. But yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed this. I know it's quite long, but yeah, I just wanted to clarify that, man.
No,
that's some authentic stuff, man. That's some authentic experiences. This ain't no red pill and all that. This is real stuff. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man.
That's why I got you talking about it, because I don't have any personal experience with this, but you actually were in the UK dealing with some stuff like this.
Yeah,
too, so
and
it's
I've
like
been through this process. So it's like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, unfortunately,
that's life. That's life. We all got our experiences. That's why we on here sharing on YouTube. But anyway, man, this is Inselberg. It's Deontay. It's D'Angelo. We go get up out of here. You guys let us know what you guys think in the comments. Give us a like, subscribe, and share the video if you guys are enjoying the content. But otherwise, we'll see y'all next time.